So you're trying to clone the disk or a partition, are you? So you came to the right place. Let's just roll the intro just a little bit. That's quite enough. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Let's go to my terminal here, and I have one of my usual test machines. And these all disks are just in use. I cannot use them for anything, and I need them as they are. But let's play around with this disk here and this disk there. So let's just create a simple partition, a simple primary partition taking all the space, and let's just format this and mount this like a regular disk. So let's just, for a few minutes, pretend that cloning it's not something you want to do for now. So let's use the fdisk tool. I have other videos on my channel about partitioning, so like I subscribe, go check it out. Those videos. Also comment. It's really nice to comment. If you leave a few comments, it really helps the channel to grow. So I have nothing. I'm going to create. I'm not going to go through too much detail about how I'm creating the partition. I have more than one video about that subject. Like and subscribe. Check out my playlists, and you'll see there, especially on the RH134 course. And let's just accept all the defaults, use the all available space, write this down, and just go back to the listing. So I have a new partition. It's a 5 GB partition. It's a primary partition as big as the disk can hold it. And we are perfectly fine. Cool. Now let's make a file system, akfs.xfs on the device. So let's just make a simple file system. Create a mounting folder. Let's call it disk 1. And let's go directly to our FS tab and make it. Should I go to the FS tab or mount it by hand? Let's just let's do both. So let's mount this. So let's mount the device here on this folder, and let's just go in there and just play around. So let's just say touch file 1, file 2, create a directory, a couple of directories, and it's good enough. If you want to check out more details about the touch utility or the MKD utility, check my RH124 training course on this channel. Like and subscribe, go check out that playlist, and you should be good to go. And now we can, what I'm typing exit, I don't know, I'm dumb. So let's use this and copy this, and let's edit the FS tab to make it a permanent mount. Again, if you don't know much about partitioning and mounting and all of that, check out my RH134 course, and you will check it out, see all the details, my custom partitions. Like and subscribe, go check it out, the playlist, and you'll get much more information about partitioning and how to format disks and all of that. Okay, let's do this the easy part. So let's just copy from this line here. You should be good to go. And let's apply all the things. And we should be, if I didn't do anything seriously wrong, you should be okay. It's taking a while. I don't know if it's my VM server that is acting up or something went wrong. Well, let's check it out. People have been asking me to leave the troubleshooting in, so do not edit out the troubleshooting. And I don't see anything wrong. So device default, accept default 00 looks to be okay. Let's just try to unmount this and see what happens if I do mount -A. Target is busy. Oh, I'm already there. So I was on the folder. Okay, I was on the disk. Maybe that was causing that. Mount -A is not functioning as expected. So let's go back there. LSBLK. Looks okay. Let's check the FS tab. So /dev mnt disk 1 xfs defaults. It looks to be perfectly fine. So am I missing something? So So it's NVMe N2P1, NVMe N2P1. The folder is, it's not mounted anywhere. It's fine. Let's try this again. Am I being impatient? Maybe I'm just being impatient, but this should take no time at all. Oh, I know what this is. I know exactly what this is. This has nothing to do with the partition we just mounted or trying to mount. This is regarding the NFS server. I'm mentioning here an NFS server that does not exist. Okay, so I'm mentioning here an NFS server that does not exist. So I'm going to try this again, and it's fine. Okay, so on the FS tab, I was mentioning an NFS server that is powered off at the moment. That's why that was occurring. So that's sorted. It had nothing to do with the partition. So quick troubleshooting, because people have been asking me to keep the troubleshooting in. There we go. So it had nothing to do with this. This is mounting fine. It's can access this fine, and on the FS tab mounts perfectly fine. So the goal here is to clone this disk to that disk. So the idea here is that the contents of that disk will be the same as, so the contents of the 3 disk is going to be the same as the N2 disk. So it means that it should have the same partition and should have the same files. So let's just remind ourselves what's within it. Well, I could just do something a little bit more obvious, can I? So let's just do touch mat disk 1, and this is going to be n2p1.file. So this I know which one is which. Cool. Now, in order to clone one to the other, I'm going to unmount the original one, and I'm going to use the DD utility. I have made a video about the DD utility to create a swap file. Again, I encourage you to like and subscribe. I encourage you to check that video and get more acquainted with DDD. Like, subscribe, and comment. So I'm going to do DD. My input file, it's going to be the original. Let's call it original disk. The output file, it's going to be the other one. There we go. And this guy here, and this should be good enough. But before you do this, if you are doing this in a production server, for example, think twice or thrice before you do this, because this can be very disruptive, especially if you specify the wrong order. You can destroy your stuff. Just be careful with this. And I'm going to hit enter. And if things go as expected, which will for sure, it's going to take a while. And this is, in theory, should stop when the destination disk is it's completely fulfilled. Filled. So the DD utility, again, I have a video all about this. I have a video about creating a swap file on Red Hat Linux or Linux whatsoever. And in that video, I'll go into more details about what the DD utility is and what it's used for and possible use cases. In this case, I am trying to clone a disk, and in theory, my machine is not very performant, so it's going to take a little bit. I will make no cuts here because people sometimes think that we do the cuts just to hide something, and that's not at all what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do anything of that sort. I'm just being patiently waiting for my modest, my humble PC where these VMs are running, just to do its thing. It doesn't make any noises because it's an SSD. So if this was running on a hard drive, we will just listen to the but which is not really the case. So let's be patient, and he's taking all the data from the NVMe 0 and 2 and dumping it out to the NVMe 0 and 3. So there is an extra step you actually should do. And I will do it for you guys to watch or to see before we actually call this as done. What I'm going to do next is there is a property on any disk which is called the UUID, and this property, the UUID, it represents it's a number, it's a kernel number that represents a device. In this case, these UUIDs are representing storage spaces, disks, and partitions. And since I'm doing a full why did I did such a big disk? I did a 5 GB disk. I should have made it smaller, but it's fine. So the UID, since it's getting cloned from the NVMe 0 and 2 to the NVMe 0 and 3 disks. So they're going to be the exact same disk at every level possible. So which means that UUID is going to be the same. Okay. So we need to work that thing out because it's going to get confusing for the kernel itself. And when I mount the new disk, when both disks are present, of course, if I was to disconnect one of them, it will be fine. But since we will have 2 disks with the same UUID, problems will occur, and maybe you will see them occurring when this is done. So we need to change the UIDs of one or the other. I'm going to change the UID of the new disk. Okay, it could change the other one. They just need to be unique on the system. If I was to take one out to the other system and they will just be not seeing each other in a way, it will be fine. But in the future, if by some occurrence they happen to meet, then you have problems. And this was to occur 1 month down the line, I would just not remember what I did. So I'm just going to change them right now. At this point, change one of them. I'm going to change the second one to avoid problems. Okay. So it's done. Now let's see if we can just confirm that that the IDs are duped. As you can see, the IDs are duped. So at this point, it's not that big of a deal. But when if I try to mount the second disk just to check the contents, things will go wrong because I have exactly the same ID. Okay, so we just need to. There is a way. There are 2 ways. You can just use the tool called xfsadmin to generate a new ID for this new disk, and this is good. This would be good. We should be good to go. Okay, so we should be perfectly good to go, and we are in good standings. If you already have an ID that you want to use for some reason, I'm not going to type enter, but I'm going to put this as a comment. It will just do the same thing, but just put the ID here. For example, if you do UID gen, you get the ID, and you can I can just do it myself. We could just do like something like this, and you are done. So you can get the admin, you can get the tool to generate the ID for you. So you can get the tool to generate the ID for you, or you can generate the ID and apply it yourself. So we should be fine. Okay. So let's check the contents. So none of them are mounted. So let's pull back my mount command because I'm lazy, or I am efficient. You call it, you decide. And this is going to be there we go. And I can just list the MNT disk 1, and they have the exact same contents. Okay. Just to prove you once more, let's unmount this. I'm going to create a new folder /MNT disk 1, and this I can do this with physical devices, partitions, USB stuff, whatever you like. Just be careful when you do it, because if you do something wrong, especially specifying the destination gets written out and destroyed, and you can run into problems. Okay, so let's mount the first one to the disk 1. So this was N2P1, and let's mount this one to the other one. Okay, so if you do lsblk again, for example, they are mounted on their corresponding folders, and you can just list disk 1, list disk 2, and as you can see, they have the exact same contents, byte by byte, bit by bit, and you have your clone device ready to go. Now you can unplug it, take it somewhere else, continue using it. You call it. You have now a perfectly cloned device ready for your enjoyment. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps the channel to grow and put the word out. like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.